One big question looming over every NFL Week 12 game, Week 12 of the NFL season, is finally here. This week's slate may not be filled with as many big-time matchups as last week. Still, from the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Indianapolis Colts in the early window to the Los Angeles Rams versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Sunday Night Football. There are a lot of great matchups this week, as I do every week. I went through every single NFL game this weekend and asked one big question I want to see answered this weekend. Eagles at Cowboys. Has Dallas defense improved enough to keep their playoff hopes alive? The Dallas Cowboys made a couple of moves at the trade deadline to add Logan Wilson and Quinnen Williams. We've only seen them play one game with their new additions, and they looked pretty good, holding Vegas to 16 points, 7 of which came when they were down big in the fourth quarter. I know the Philadelphia Eagles have had their fair share of offensive issues this season, but this will be a real test for Dallas. The Eagles have stars all over their offense, and all it takes is one good possession for them to get the ball rolling. So one thing I want to know is, how will this defense perform against a real offense? If Dallas, who's sitting at 4-5-1, wants a real chance to keep their playoff hopes alive, their defense is going to need to step up. Dallas has an elite offense, but Philly's defense is playing some great football right now. They'll be able to score. But I think Dallas needs to hold Philly to under 23 points on Sunday if they want to keep their playoff hopes alive. Can they do it? I'm not sure, but last week's performance was encouraging. How will Shedeur Sanders perform in his first start? Shedeur Sanders is making his long-awaited first start on Sunday. Fans are speculating whether or not he's been sabotaged by the team, because he wasn't getting any first-team reps, which is normal for a backup quarterback. But I digress. But now, after a full week as QB1, there are no more excuses. Sanders gets the luxury of playing the Las Vegas Raiders, who don't have a great team on Sunday. This is a perfect opportunity to put up some big numbers and get a win, but will he be able to do it? I still have a ton of concerns with his game. How will he handle the pocket? Is he going to hold on to the ball forever, like we saw in college and last week, and take a bunch of bad sacks? Or will he have learned from his first start and emphasize getting the ball out quickly? It will be very interesting to see how he plays. It's not a tough matchup, and with Dillon Gabriel potentially coming back next week, this may be his only chance to make an impression in Cleveland. Steelers at Bears. Can the Steelers topple the Bears with an injured Aaron Rodgers or Mason Rudolph? Aaron Rodgers broke his left wrist last week, but was back on the practice field Thursday in a limited fashion. The understanding is, if they feel he can play and still protect himself and not risk injuring the wrist further, he'll play. If not, it will be Mason Rudolph stepping in.